All right, welcome back. This is episode 2 of the pod. I'm Dylan Lamp. I'm here with my co-hosts Mick and Brandon. Say something, y'all.
Yo,
What's going on?
Yo. All right. Well, so for today, we're gonna just do a little. The schedule for today is we're going to recap week one. We had a lot of interesting things happen week one. We'll get some takeaways from that. Um, and then from there, we'll look at next week's matchups. We'll do a little check-in with the Giants, We'll see what Mick has to say about that.
Important.
And then we'll just talk about other NFL news. So yeah. So do y'all either of you guys have a game that you wanna start off with for week one, how it went down?
So we had two really close games. The two
Mm,
closest games of the week were done, were played in by both of our co-hosts. So I think starting with one of those games would be a good idea. And I've got the lay down the law slash first down syndrome game as the first one
mhm.
that we can start talking about. Dylan, since you participated in this match, why don't you give us a little rundown on your thoughts about it?
Yeah, so right, right, Trev, right. Great game, IRL, but he did not quite put up the fantasy numbers that we were looking for. I think I attribute that to little miscues with his wide receivers. I think we could have gone like one more touchdown. Like he threw an interception, which like I if you saw it, it was just an incredible play made by star cornerback J.C. Horn. Like if he had gone
Uh,
like a
South Carolina legend J.C. Horn.
yeah, I mean he's incredible, right? And like he should have put a little more air under the ball, but at the end of the day, like if he had done that, that would have been another touchdown. Like he would have put up nice numbers for the week, but that is just not what we got, and played a major part in the loss this week, right?
It is. I
Um,
mean, that is what nearly a 20-point discrepancy between quarterbacks there. Yeah, that would have gone a long way having a different QB.
yeah, and just to talk
to
about it
be
real
fair,
quick.
to be fair, like the gap between anyone and Lamar in fantasy is just going to be so massive that I feel like, as far as
Sure.
draft strategy, I'm not really going to fault Dylan for this one.
Yeah, sure, but 11 is probably, I don't know, one of the lowest. The only QB I can think of that put up lower was Bo Nix in my matchup against Will.
Oh, oh well. Ripped all the
Joe Burrow had a really bad game.
yeah, ripped all the believers out there, but we can get to that.
Believers.
But
So called top five quarterback Joe Burrow, by the way.
yeah, and I just want to get to this real quick. If anyone saw that, we'll get to waivers later, but I just wanna set the record straight to the masses that we haven't lost faith in Trev. We're bringing in Justin for a change of pace kind of guy. Might might run some two QB sets. We'll see. Um, in a league where there's only one
Shout out
QB.
Bob Chesney.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, heavily inspired by JMU's offense that shit the bed against Louisville. Um, but just moving on. I mean, you see obviously Lamar doing Lamar things. Um, I can't believe Austin Eckler was started, but I don't know. I guess
That was also shocking. The 8 points is even more shocking.
yeah. I mean, I guess I mean looking at Audie's bench, I guess he has like no running back depth. So I guess that's what happened there. But that a little interesting. I guess he might have to. It made
Strange to
no
me to not start Aaron Jones in your running back and then, I don't know,
yeah, a
have
little
another wide receiver to make a play. Well, to be fair, I absolutely destroyed the Dalton Kincaid pick, and he finished with a touchdown. So, Audie clearly knows something
he
that
knows
I
ball.
don't.
He knows ball.
But also, Mark Andrews had one catch for 5 yards. So, I think, yeah, there's some tinkering that might need to be done to fine tune the offense
Hey, when Quinshawn Judkins comes back, the league is cooked.
next week.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure the Mark Andrews draft pick was really warranted, and I'm not sure he's gonna find a whole lot of value for that either. Like he's like weak tight end two draft. You know what
Just shitting on Audie's draft again in episode 2 of the pod. Oh, I'm dead. Well, yeah, I mean, like we could go in through like each and every single like one of the players. I mean, like, but we don't really need to. I mean, it really came down to at the end of it. Like Mick said, it was a close game, and it was Puka showing out, and Aaron Jones, after putting up like .5 points in the first 3 fucking quarters, going down and scoring a garbage time like 30-yard touchdown out of nowhere.
I don't
Um,
think you know what the word garbage time means.
was it not fucking like the fourth quarter? They already lost. Oh wait, no, the Vikings won, right? Fuck.
Yeah,
It was. Oh, I forgot.
yeah,
I forgot
it
about
was
the
a big
upset there.
touchdown.
Well, fuck it. I don't care. It was garbage time for me, and it was dog shit. And I was upset, but I did send the GG immediately after because I do have to say I was inspired by my co-host Brandon Berger. I mean, as soon as the game was lost, he immediately threw the GG in the chat, and I was sitting there and I was just, what a class act, you know. I was truly
Yeah,
inspired.
gotta show some respect, and it's early in the season. And I don't want things to get too too handsy for the time being. So
Yeah,
thought I'd throw that in there.
and to his rival, like I don't know, it was really classy. I liked the handshaking at the end. It was real nice. So I was inspired, and I sent the GGs out, but not how you want to go in, start out week one, but it's week one. We'll make our adjustments and you move on. So that was the lay down the law first down syndrome game. Brandon, would you like to talk about your game, or Mick, or talk about
Yeah,
something else?
I can talk about my game, but Meg, if you
Awesome.
want to say something, this is your
Yeah,
time.
go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, this game it kind of lost in similar fashions to Dylan. Is really that like the 1-2 punch of James, like when James Cook broke off like that run towards the end of the absolute like down to the wire nail biter that I got to watch on Sunday. Shout out to my girlfriend because like in the fourth quarter they were down by 2 touchdowns. I was like, I'm ready to go to bed, and she was like, No, I want to see how it ends, and I was like, I've watched enough Hokies football to know this shit don't happen, but it did happen. So maybe I gotta start watching more Bills football.
Yeah, bro. I'm
Um,
gonna say Hokies football is not where you want to look for comebacks, I guess. But
yeah, yeah. Well, shout out to Hokie Nation. Um, yeah, so I'd say and another shout out to my boy Solomon for the Travion Henderson call because Travion Henderson outscored not one, not two, not three, but all four of my wide receivers that were on my team, including T. Higgins and AJ Brown.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not ashamed of my decision to go wide receiver heavy. I think I was heavily favored to win this match. Um, Maybe starting Jalen Waddle was a bad idea. That I realized after the fact. I was like, wow, this guy's fucking dog shit. Forgot about that. And Tua is terrible as well. But so yeah, so we had that Thursday night game, and AJ Brown was not really utilized a whole lot. Again, I'm not really mad about that because a bird's win is a bird's win in my book. Don't need to use the weapon, don't use it. But it was a little unfortunate for my fantasy team. But then Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelsey found out that Taylor Swift was excited about him being drafted, so he killed him. And then I was like, maybe we got some hope. Going into Sunday, I was like, I think I needed DeAndre Swift, Justin Jefferson, and James Cook to combine for less than 40, which I was like, wide receivers are having a bad week, it could happen. And it was kind of happening, and then James Cook went off. Uh, Shout out to Mick for that call on the defense because the Denver Broncos defense outscored the Detroit Lions defense 16-0.
Yeah,
So that was pretty big for me.
there you
I don't
go.
think I need to. Not sure if I want to ride with my boy Young Wei Koo. That's actually how you're supposed to pronounce it.
I lie.
Yeah, you hit the lab after that to
but
Good, good.
I think this is more or less how the matchup would play out if all of our team was playing to its potential. Like Joe Burrow had a bad week, but like Sam Laporta had a good week. And again, I'm not sure if I'm a huge Laporta believer. Um, so yeah, I think just some stuff to tighten up there. I'm probably gonna wait another week and then maybe try to be a little aggressive on the trade block. Maybe give up some of the pieces that I kind of grabbed at the time being. Like I have DJ Moore, I have Jordan Mason. Like these are pieces that I wouldn't mind parting with. Tried to snipe Justin Fields, but I knew Dylan's bitch ass was gonna get him. So when that waiver wire
I
went through,
told you guys that Justin Fields was my like truth. I don't know why you. I like audibly laughed when I saw the waiver wire and saw that you also tried to pick him up.
because it's the Jets, bro.
Oh,
Also, fuck Aaron Rodgers. That's all I have to say about my game.
truth. All right. Well, wise
Yeah,
words.
fair.
I love that analysis, Brandon.
Yeah, it was that was straightforward to the point. I think you're very accurate in your assessment. I wouldn't expect your wide receivers to really have the weeks that they had. I mean, maybe Mike Evans is not 10 is fair. You'd hope you would get more, but
Yeah,
T Higgins and AJ Brown combining for what, like 9 points. That's highly unlikely.
yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, I got a text from my brother the other day that said AJ Brown is a fantasy terrorist. So we'll see how that bodes
We'll
for
see. We'll see how it
Brandon
plays
the
out.
rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do. I do kind of want. I guess John, if you're hearing this, I do kind of want T Higgins to have a good game next week. 'Cause I know he's a good player, but unless he like does well, I know John's not going to want to trade for him because he doesn't really know anything about football. Um, so hopefully he does well, and then I can kind of use him as like the primary trade piece for maybe a new running back one or something. But that's just something I've been bouncing around my mind. I don't know if it's announced trades, but I don't
Yeah,
think
that
it'll
was
be a big
a little uncouth, but I'll let it slide. All right. Mick, would you like to run us through your game, and then we'll get to the last two after that?
Yeah, absolutely. I I was really happy with how this game turned out. It was pretty touch and go for a little bit, and then the 4 p.m. games rolled around, and it wound up being pretty kind to my team. Um, really, I think the Jalen Hurts pickup is going to work out phenomenally.
The auto
Really
pick.
happy to the
bro
auto
was
pick
hating. Bro was hating.
to have him on my team. Yeah, hating, I guess, hating is a strong word. But Josh, and I'm happy to have him around. Christian McCaffrey, great to see him
That
healthy.
PR save was legendary, bro. We worried that Hertz was gonna hear him talking shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Make
All
an
love on
AI
the pod.
commercial about him.
Um, no, but yeah, I was really happy Christian McCaffrey obviously was healthy and played, and put together a good week. CD Lamb for putting up 18 points, he probably could have had like 30. He dropped 6 balls. I mean, that's just ridiculous, including a touchdown. So,
No, like literally, like
I
I
was like,
didn't
all
realize
right,
Kadarius
yeah,
Tony was in Dallas. I was
yeah. Put
like,
on the
that shit was
mask.
insane.
Yeah, he was out there running routes. Um, hey, I was super pumped about Marvin Harrison, 5 catches and a touchdown. I don't know where the Marvin Harrison haters are at now, but that was a good
No,
week
I'm
from
still here.
him.
I'm still here, buddy.
18 points. I think he would have outscored both of your starting offenses, both your starting wide receivers combined and doubled. So
That would be
we'll come
accurate.
back to that. Yeah. Um,
I'm
Brock
so that
Bowers,
has me
yeah.
dead, bro.
Uh,
Brandon trying to start shit, and then that would be accurate. That is so tough.
uh, facts and logic.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
Brock Bowers, good game. I don't know, I'm just being silly. Brock Bowers, good game. George
103 yards. What the
Pickens,
fuck?
not a bad game, or sorry, not a good game at all. I pretty annoyed that I started him. And yeah, ultimately, not just a couple of underperforming guys from Will. Some guys that I thought would underperform that did underperform, like um you know, Nico Collins, I'm not super high on him this year. I think Evan Ingram could be looked to be improved upon. Uh, and maybe not Jerry Judy. I mean, he had great play off the bench with Bill Krosky Merritt, Keon Cullen, and Michael Pittman. So I think with a couple of adjustments, Will can turn himself to like a really competitive team.
Yeah,
I don't think the 100 points that he put up this week are kind of accurate of the guys that he's got on his team, but happy to walk out with the win.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just think
there's
I like
definitely
one.
a yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll just say real quick. I mean, I couldn't have like three Jags players in my starting lineup, but I loved the Travis Etienne pickup in the draft, and obviously after week one, like small sample size, but obviously Travis really like put up good numbers. Like he is like with our current head coach Liam Cohen, his run game is like a key part of the offense, and I really expected Travis to succeed this season, and he did so. I mean, obviously against the Panthers, so you got to see what he can do against better teams, but I really like what Travis was able to do, and I expect that to continue into the next coming weeks. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think his stock really improved following the trade of Take Bigsby. I think it improves the stock of Tootin as well, but I think it really
That's
does
right.
establish ETN as the number one guy going forward.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I wanted to touch on the John Alec game real quick.
I would love
Yeah,
to.
we got to talk about both of these games.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I remember, Alec was winning the entire time and sort of just like put belt to ass. If my memory serves correctly, I mean, you guys can correct me
I
if
mean,
I'm
it's actually
wrong, but
unbelievable when you look at Alex's team, and it was 13 points from Jonathan Taylor, uh, 5 points from Pacheco, like no points from anybody until the well, I guess Cortland Sutton had that touchdown, which was really nice. But then just the Zay Flowers legacy game. I mean, we I think that was maybe the most like one of the most clowned upon picks of the entire draft.
yeah.
And he goes out there and has 7 catches for 143 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that is just that's how you win games, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, then TJ Hawkinson is still fucking ass. Like why did he get that?
Yeah, I still don't like the TJ Hawkinson pick, but
I I
that's whatever.
saw I saw Sutton put up 18 after I auto drafted DJ Moore who had 8, and I lit like I shit you not, I was like literally like white knuckling my phone, bro. I was like, God damn fucking North Carolina's shitty ass Wi-Fi. Yeah, but this game is so funny because it's really like this is the ultimate fantasy game here. It's
Real.
so ironic that it came against John, who only drafted by again numbers, and he got spanked by a guy who drafted Josh Allen in the first round, and his wide receiver one is Zay fucking Flowers.
Yeah, I just love
Like,
seeing Alex slowly but surely come back, and John slowly start to tweak more and more in the group chat. That was like
yeah,
actually pure cinema.
Yeah, that was this was my my win of the week. I mean, just what an unbelievable performance, Alec. Thank you for making us all
you
very
bet.
happy.
Yeah,
Oh, there's 5.5 point Tyrone Tracy that John tried to trade me for. God,
what a
yeah,
fucking bomb.
he actually pisses me off so much.
We've got one more game to cover, and I think Dylan, you had some statements from Enzo to share about his thoughts regarding the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading this whole ass essay he sent me, but we have to give Enzo his flowers. I mean, what a performance his team was
Yeah,
able to put up in week one. I
yeah.
mean, 20-point games, like across the board from Jane Daniels to Derrick Henry to Mecca Ibuka, great late round pickup. Um,
He looked amazing. Like I
yeah,
was honestly really impressed with him.
I mean, and then he has Dylan Sampson off the bench. He didn't even start him, but Dylan Sampson had a great game. And then other than that, I mean, like most of his players, I mean, the only single digit performance was Omarion Hampton, who I I do expect to play better.
Right.
It was just against a good Kansas City team. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see. But the have KD, we have Jaden Daniels team is looking strong right now. I as much as I hate to admit. But summarizing Enzo's like essay that he sent me, basically was saying that he's got a lot of hardworking young guys who show they have worth in the league. He's really excited for what he saw. That Hampton had a welcome to the show moment. And Ted was obviously going up against soon to be Super Bowl champ Jacksonville Jaguar team, right? So tough luck there, but um, he shouts out his QB, JD5, Danielson, and just
Konnichiwa.
attributes his success to knowing hella ball and having a go-to draft. So, I think we could all take notes from this clearly inspirational owner slash head coach and take that into account when we're trying to build our own team. So, yeah.
I think personally, I think there might need to be a conversation about that team in Northern Virginia, bro. Carson has had some struggles with with good players, and for me, when a team is struggling with good players, you need to look up to the coaching, maybe even the front office. I think he's got to make some changes here pretty soon. I think this is a coach on the hot seat.
Yeah.
For me personally,
Despite the fact that his offense outscored your offense this week.
it's not about it's not about any of that.
I don't know why I've just decided to like
No, that's,
villainize you
I
this
didn't even
spot.
notice. Putting his ass on the hot
It's
seat was crazy.
it's not about that. It's about the
Yeah.
narratives he's spitting.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so
Yeah,
Carson
dead.
can
yeah,
win
yeah,
big
yeah.
games
All that matters
against
is the wins and loss column.
yeah yeah. Yeah, we're not debating. I think I had the lowest scoring team all week. So no, Will I did.
Stop.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. I,
Okay, that
I
that
don't
makes
know, but
sense.
I do have to say that yeah, there are some questions on this team. I mean, Tyreek. I watched a bit of the Dolphins game and I really could not tell you what they're doing. They're a team headed in the wrong direction for sure. And so having Tyreek on your team as your wide receiver one is a little brutal. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I could see Travis Hunter getting more touches as the season goes on. He's only being used in 11 personnel sets right now, so he's limited in that way. But as he continues to evolve in the offense, maybe that could be a good pickup for Carson. But we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think let's see what I wanted to do next. I think yeah, what we're gonna do, we can go and talk about what we saw happen in the waiver wire. Um,
Mm.
um, talk about any trades, if any. I mean, any trades happened. We'll see. But yeah. So I guess we'll I didn't even notice
Yeah, I mean
this. I didn't notice that Audie picked up Zach Ertz. I'm so dead, bro.
Eagles legend, bro.
He drafts
Oh my
three
gosh, he
tight ends.
and added Zach Ertz.
Audie,
That is
I not to give you.
unbelievable.
I mean, I'm not to question a talented owner slash head coach in the slash GM in the Hateful Eight, but
Speaking of
I'm
speaking of
perplexed.
Zach Ertz was his replacement for George Kittle being injured.
Yeah, like I'm so dead. Which I we didn't talk about it, but yeah, the George Kittle injury is a big one. I mean, I don't expect
Tough.
Dalton Kincaid to put up the performance he did in Week 1 consistently, and obviously Mark Andrews had a terrible week. So I mean that George Kittle injury is a big blow to the first down syndrome team. But I don't know if Zach Ertz in off of waivers was the answer.
Yeah, only time will tell. This is second place Saudi we're talking about, so
True. Yeah. I mean,
reigning silver medalist.
yeah, I
I
lost to him,
might
so
need to
I'm
start. Might need to start putting some tight ends in its spots.
literally, bro. Yeah, but
There was only one trade to talk about, which would be the first trade of the season,
yeah, yeah,
which was Keenan Allen for James Conner. I can give my end of it.
yeah, yeah,
I was pretty happy. This was a trade that sort of fell into my lap. I Keenan Allen played a great week of football, showed up his value. And I think Keenan Allen's gonna be good in fantasy this year. I mean, I always take him because I like him a lot. But James Conner was a guy that I had been scouting at my running back two position. Uh, even ahead of Kenneth Walker, and so to be able to acquire him for what was a wide receiver that was probably a flex guy for me was sort of a no-brainer, and I'm quite satisfied with the trade. I'm happy with the way I'm looking, and I think James Conner is going to be a difference maker on this team.
yeah. Wonderfully said, Mick. And I well, let me just get into it. Obviously, I want to wish Connor nothing but the best. I obviously I know Mick personally, and I think he's a wonderful head coach, owner. And I think he's going to do great over there in Falls Church, Virginia. But I just want to say I loved what I saw out of Keenan. I'd been scouting him too personally. I always love to pick him up in the draft. I wasn't able to this year. But I think he was in a last year he was in an underpowered Bears offense. Where he struggled. And anyone on the Bears is going to struggle. And then this year he comes back with the Chargers. He's got that Herbert connection. It's undeniable. Um, and the if you saw in week one, the Chargers or top three wide receivers got 75% of the target share in week one, and so that's really big. And I think with a Chargers team that's trying to move the ball through the air, I think Keenan is gonna have a great year, and I'm excited to see what he can do for me down in Harrisonburg. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think the rest
Yeah.
of what you call it, free agency slash waivers was sort of just ends up being a bit of a sweat.
Enzo
Um,
was hitting the books, had a clear plan of action. Uh, I made a Quentin Johnson pickup that I quickly released after realizing that Brock Bowers is questionable. So Quentin Johnson is now available on waivers to anyone who cares. And yeah, quick shout out to JT for picking up the Rams defense. He's if he's going by the numbers, he's paying attention to him because the Rams are playing the Titans this upcoming week, and as we all know, the Titans are gonna certainly have a week struggling, developing offense this year. So I think a really good strategy is going to be to play a defense that's playing against the Titans. So
yeah,
that could be a difference maker in a game this week.
for sure. Yeah, and well, I wanted to talk about we'll get into like more of the NFL stuff quickly, but you just brought up the Titans, and I want to say now I hate the guy, and I wish him nothing but the worst. But honestly, like, I have to give respect for what I saw out of Cam Ward, like week one. Genuinely, like I was watching that game, and he like far outplayed my expectations. Like genuinely, like it was like obviously he's on the Titans and he has to evade the pocket, and he was doing that and then making incredible like circus throws to Calvin Ridley, who would then end up dropping the ball because fucking Calvin Ridley is not the player he once was. Um, and it just
Still
looks
hitting the
like
books again.
yeah, it looks like it looks like a good quarterback on a dog shit team. Um, but yeah, I mean we'll see. But I don't know. I like what I saw out of him week one. So. Um, but all right, quickly we can let's just talk about I think going in we can talk quickly about if any of y'all have some things to talk about week two. I haven't particularly looked at any of the games closely, but
Oh,
um
ahead of the fantasy matchups.
fantasy matchups, yeah.
Yeah, my the only one that I kind of pointed out, my game of the week is going to be Audie versus Alec, First Down
Yup.
Syndrome versus
Yep.
Josh Dobbs Skinwalker. These two teams put up, they were within like 5 points of each other last week in terms of total points scored. Two teams that are starting off 1-0 that I think both teams have questions to answer. And so the fact that one of these teams is going to start off 2-0, I think is really big for these managers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say for that game, these are two teams that definitely rely on their quarterback production because this is the Lamar Josh Allen
Mm-hmm.
clash of the Titans as far as fantasy goes. Now they those two quarterbacks play each other on Sunday, but right now I'm kind of liking after the the Browns defense like absolutely like stuffed the Bengals, which isn't granted isn't like amazingly hard to do with their shitty O line and stuff. But still, I would say the Browns have a more competent defense than the New York Jets for sure, who just got torched by a fucking 80-year-old uh, Aaron Rodgers. So definitely, I think this upcoming week, when they're relying on their quarterbacks for that production, I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Allen kind of got the upper hand there.
Hmm.
Um, and for me, that could be the difference maker.
Yeah.
So that's
No, for
that's
sure.
kind of my sleeper call for that matchup.
Yeah. I mean, what to call it? I mean, yeah. I think the Browns. I mean, I think their identity for a while has been a pretty solid defense and a completely non-existent offense. Um, and so yeah, I mean, I like that pickup from you. Um, I want to point out one thing real quick, and it's why in God's name is the numbers game predicted to get 151 points in week two? That's dumbfounding to me. Like if I'm
Yeah,
being completely
I,
honest.
Because they
I
think
was,
Gene T is going to get 18 fantasy points.
and they think Bucky Irving is going to get
19.
19.4.
No, it's fucking
Uh,
absurd, dude.
yeah. I don't think Tyrone's getting 14. I mean,
I
we're
don't think
okay.
David Montgomery's going to get
Is
12.
this
I'd
gonna
like to
segue into the
say.
Giants? I can use this as my
Yeah,
segue
you can you could use this as your segue into the Giants.
to talk
This is our
about
segment where we're gonna do a little Giants check-in. So
little
yeah, Meg,
Giants
take it
check-in.
away,
Yeah, after
please.
this, of course, after this 21-6 loss against the Commanders. Uh, yeah, I mean, we haven't won a opening week game I think in like 12 seasons, which is the longest active streak in the NFL. Thank you for the production, the live edits.
Of course, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I think anyone that watched the Giants game was able to, and shout out the Commanders, they're a good team. Shout out to the Commanders fans. I know there's a couple listening right now. Hey, you guys, as much as I don't like the team, they played well and gotta respect it. But I think we were a very easy opponent. First off, I mean, what happened to our offensive line? We had this offensive line that was like serviceable at best last season, and I think all Giants fans expected us to take a step forward, and we saw just a massive step back. Uh,
Did
it
y'all make
was
any
key to
changes to
note.
the O line?
So the key thing to note is that we actually didn't make a single change from our O line compared to last year, with the one exception of Andrew Thomas still being hurt.
Hmm.
I do think that once Andrew Thomas, who is like a top five offensive lineman in the NFL, once he comes back, he single handedly is going to like make the entire line look more competent. But his replacement gave up 2 sacks and I believe 4 pressures uh, last game. So just in that like horrible depth. And I think not having our leader on the O line is completely disrupting it. But I'm worried that whatever changes or lack of changes were made are gonna uh, see our line continue to be the traditional kind of worst in the NFL it's been for the past decade or so.
Hmm.
Um, I was very confused by the offense. Um, the total lack of Scatterboot touches when I thought when he had the ball in his hands, he looked pretty electric with it. And I think the play calling for him too wasn't good, and he just made plays happen. He looked really good with the ball in his hand. As
Yeah.
much as I like Tyrone Tracy, if the offensive line can't block the way it should be, I think Cam Scatterboot might just fit the offense better as a pass catching running back. So I would love to see him get more touches. And I think he's going to play a bigger part of the offense. Honestly, a bigger part of the offense than I initially expected. Um, and along that lines, I already want to see Dart. I was not impressed with Russell Wilson one bit. I think
Yeah,
he
bro, that
looks
was so
slow, he looks
disappointing.
sluggish, and I know that he had no time to throw the ball, but I was not impressed by his playmaking. So why not put the young guy
Yeah,
in my opinion?
I watched a little bit of the game. I kind of had some stuff to do on Sunday, but I did make sure to kind of tune in. Um, oh, right, it's because I was hungover after the
Quote unquote
blast.
things to do.
Right,
Shout
right,
out
right.
the Commodores.
Yeah, I rolled out of bed and turned on the divisional game because as an Eagles fan, I have a vested interest in how these two teams are operating. And yeah, everything said Mika said is right. Like Scattaboo looked great. The defense showed flashes of greatness even against like
Mm-hmm.
JD's electric escapability. But yeah, I think like if you were watching the game, there were three or four, maybe probably more plays where Wilson can has an avenue, has a lane to climb the pocket, maybe get a throw off, or scramble for a couple yards, and each time he just kind of, again he looked sluggish. He took the sack, and I was just like, this guy, he's playing like he secured his bag that he didn't deserve, and now he's kind of just fucking around. He looked like how Aaron Rodgers looked last season, honestly. So I would not, you know, if I'm a Giants fan, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a change of face at that
Yeah, and
quarterback
Dable
position.
was relatively non-committal after the game. So I'm not expecting to see Dart like start next week or maybe even play at all next week. But I think I think this has shown that Wilson's job or like the sort of guaranteed position is not as secure as
Mm.
it seems. And I just want to close off by saying, with Brian Dable, how hot can the seat get? I mean, like, at
Yeah,
what point
yeah,
are
I
they
was gonna
just
ask.
gonna pull the plug on the Dable experiment and say, "Hey, look, I, I, I I don't think we can pull the plug until we see Jackson Dart because I think Jackson Dart is, if Brian Dable's whole thing is the quarterback whisperer and this is his quarterback, this is the quarterback that he drafted, I think it would be fair to let him implement Jackson Dart into the offense, but then it's on him. If he is going to go out there and start Dart because he thinks it's going to save his job and Dart plays bad, well then he's guaranteed going to lose his job instead of perhaps just writing out Russell Wilson and seeing where the team goes. But I think me and a lot of Giants fans, we're kind of at this place where we're a bit, I don't know, complacent in terms of we all want the team to get better, but acknowledge that maybe we're not on the right track.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely kind of seemed like that Russell Wilson pickup for me was seemed to be more of like a just like a mentor role for
Mm-hmm.
Jackson. It always kind of seemed
Right.
like this isn't like news to anyone that the ultimate goal was for him to start. And I think if Dart even plays like passively, he's kind of in my mind. I know I'm like kind of in the minority here, but I'm kind of a Caleb Williams like truther.
Yes,
Like
sir.
I think Caleb is a lot better than people give him credit for,
He
and he
he
and
crushed in
he
week one.
yeah, and he plays on the Bears, right? So if Dart plays like how Caleb Williams plays last season, then I would say, okay, maybe this is the guy you want to keep. Now, does that mean Dable keeps his job? I don't know, but I'm not a Giants fan. I don't follow the Giants very closely, but I'm a Hokies fan, so I can definitely sympathize and understand where you're coming from if
Yeah, yeah.
if you're kind of
feeling
stuck
some
in a
complacency from an
yeah.
organizational perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're kind of like stuff is gonna happen eventually. I just don't know when that will be.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's a long season, obviously, but I think the Giants left week one with a lot more questions than answers, in terms of how this team is going to look for the foreseeable future.
Which in my mind isn't like a terrible thing. I mean, last season it was pretty like an open and shut book. The team was just ass, and like that
Sure,
was all
and
there was to it.
I wouldn't mind if that's like the case again this year, but it needs to be done in a way that shows development of players. We need to see Dart and we need to see Neighbors play well and Hyatt play well and Wandale Robinson play well and Scotty and all these guys play well. And so
Yeah, and not see Neighbors
it's a hard
looking like he wants
balance.
to kill himself on the on the
Oh
sideline.
yeah, yeah. He was not looking too happy.
Yeah.
So
All
we'll
right.
see. It's hard in New York, but it'll be very interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. Keep checking in, keep it updated on the
Oh,
pod.
no, this is gonna be a weekly segment. I hope you know. Even
Yeah,
even when like if it gets to Dable's out of there and we're talking head coach prospects, we're gonna be doing this damn check-in. All right. So
oh yeah, yeah.
all
Well,
right.
How are we looking on time, Dylan?
That's a great question. We're 41 minutes in, so we'll probably tie it up quickly with some talking about little things about the other games that I thought were interesting. But the first one I wanted to start with is the Cowgirls v Eagles game, and specifically I wanted to ask Brandon your thoughts on this Spitgate. Jalen Carter spitting
Okay.
at
There was
Dak Prescott.
there's actually a lot of things to take away from that game. I think there's a lot of overreactions. I mean, I gotta stop going on social media and like seeing posts of these like sports pundits because a lot of it is just intentionally inflammatory. The Spitgate stuff, I was a little surprised by. It came out later that it was like, oh, Dak spit or something, and it's like, yeah, but you know, like you're Jalen Carter, dude. Like we need you. You know what I mean? Like no matter what happens, like if you're like a special teams player and you're doing that, that's one thing. But if you are a
Yeah,
like linchpin in our defense that we're like it's basically at this point everyone knows that we're letting guys go, like Josh Sweat, like CJ Gardner Johnson, like Darius Slay. These aren't like tier one players. Some of them aren't even tier two. These are guys we're letting go because we're going to pay Jalen Carter in the very near future. So,
yeah.
a guy
No, I
like
mean
that doing something like that, you
personally.
don't you don't like to see it. Sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
I was gonna say personally, if I'm Nick Sirianni, bro, I'm telling him to you're not sitting on my bench, bro. Like get it, go take your pads off, go to the locker room, dude. I'm hella pressed if I'm a head coach and I see that shit. Like a snap hasn't even started, bro. Are you telling me you're gonna get rage baited that hard by Dak fucking Prescott, bro? Like I don't know. It's the fucking Cowboys, dude. Like calm down. That shit
Right.
was like so nuts to me.
I could take it both ways. Again, Sirianni knows the guy better than I do. I mean, this is a Georgia Bulldog we're talking about. It's I don't think anyone was like particularly surprised by this.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot of thoughts that outside of like he really shouldn't have done that. But on the other hand, I was also like the Eagles fan in me was kind of like, well, spitting on Dak Prescott is pretty awesome.
No, for
Um,
sure. Yeah, I mean,
so
I just think
so at
like
least prop for doing that. It
for
wasn't
sure.
anything.
I
I
mean,
would rather you get ejected for like roughing the passer on Dak Prescott, but I
yeah,
guess like that's fine.
exactly. No, I was like, yeah, I mean, like, is it like truly more satisfying to you to like spit on his jersey than to like break through the offensive line and completely rock his shit? Like, I don't know. I thought
Yeah,
that was like, I was like, come on, bro. Like,
I
you could
mean,
just like
I
lay
think
him out. But
it kind of seemed like a spur of the moment thing. And if he was going to react, I'm glad he did it in that way, because I think if he did something a little more physical, there probably would have been a heavier punishment. It's already been confirmed that like his suspension for that game is like the end of uh, the NFL penalty, besides the fine, of course. As far as the rest of
Yeah.
the game goes, I guess I have like some thoughts on it. Um, I know a lot of Eagles fans, myself included, were kind of hoping we would just roll in there and annihilate the Cowboys, which isn't what happened.
Hmm.
Which isn't like super surprising to me. The Cowboys have always had like a competent regular season offense, and our cornerback two situation, which a lot of people were talking about the offseason, turned out to actually indeed be an issue. It was pretty much every time Dory Jackson, the new number 8, was matched up against CD, he was the amount of times I saw Dak wind up, throw the ball, and then I saw the back of Dory Jackson's jersey. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. He's getting, it is CD Lamb, but he was getting torched. So in that case, I kind of want Vic or Sirianni to make some sort of adjustment, maybe double him or whatever. But that's I'm not a head coach, so um, definitely some questions to answer there with as far as the defense goes. But I thought Jalen Hurts looked great. I thought the offense was a little unimaginative, but we seem to be stuck in a rut of unimaginative offensive coordinators. So that's kind of par for the course for Eagles football. And that's about all I have to say about that.
Sick. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing I have to say is I'm giving out lots of flowers today, but I got to give my flowers, or give Dak Prescott his flowers. As much as we hate on the guy, I mean, he was like the only thing fucking keeping them in check while CeeDee Lamb was dropping like what you said, 6 balls.
Dropped 6 passes.
6 is actually insane. Like, you're
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, you gotta catch that, bro. But Dak was looking pretty electric out there. So I don't know. I don't know what got into him with spitting towards Jalen Carter and then like fucking like dropping absolute fucking like dimes across the board. But I don't know. Dak was looking good. So all right. Well, I think um I mean do either of you have like a any other games that you watched that you saw that you thought were interesting?
I mean, like I'll give a little game of the week shout out to the Bills Ravens. I mean, I'm sure everyone
Of
was
course.
tuned into that one, but just from like a pure entertainment perspective, I had so much fun watching that game, and
Yeah, play game.
it's often it's often that like I feel like I'm not great about, I don't know, sitting down and just appreciating the game and who's playing it. It's like, oh, the Ravens and the Bills. I'm not a fan of either of these teams, but just what an unbelievably fun game. One of
Yeah.
the coolest comebacks, like down 15 with 12 minutes left, and uh you know hitting a clutch field goal to win it, plus a scorigami, to
Oh,
add the
really?
cherry on the cake. Yep.
That's so sick.
So yeah, just an absolute banger of a game. There's some, and even though what I was gonna say, even though it was a high scoring game, I thought you got good plays from both defenses. Like, it was just a really fun game of football.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the NFL for that, for scheduling that Sunday night game.
Yeah, week one.
I saw, yeah, I saw that on the guys like, oh, who's the Sunday night game? And I saw it was Bills Ravens, and I was like, all right, good job, Roger Goodell. Is that, wait, that's
Yeah,
not Roger Goodell. Is it Roger Goodell?
it
Yes,
is.
I think
It
sir.
so.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said the only bad part is that I had to listen to fucking Chris Collinsworth the entire night, but I I guess I don't need to talk
True
about that on
that.
the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I could talk about like the rest of the games forever. I mean, I thought this like week was hell interesting because it was like there were a lot of like real fun games, whether it be like obviously what we just talked about, Ravens Bills, but also Jets Steelers. Surprisingly, a really fun game, and
Right.
Yeah,
Awesome game.
dude, a
like you
shootout, a
like
shootout.
actual pure cinema between washed ass Aaron Rodgers and fucking Justin Fields. I've been a Justin Fields truther. Everyone who knows. Um, but no, that game was actual like pure cinema, and I was so happy that it was. But yeah, I mean, like it was just interesting, like because like as much as like there were a bunch of like really fun, close, interesting games, it also kind of just felt like I don't know if you guys agree, but like it was sort of like preseason week 4 vibes, where like there were a lot of teams off to slow starts, or like things looked like there was lots to iron out. And so like there was just like a lot of silly stuff going on, in these games that I'm sure we will see a lot less of as time goes on. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that concludes episode 2 of the pod. Any last words before we sign off, y'all?
No, good week of football. Good week to be a football fan, unless you root for the Hokies. And yeah,
All right, sick. Well, I hope y'all get your lineup, your lineup set up, and yeah, I mean, good luck to everyone. Besides, who the fuck do I play again this week?
Will.
Oh, Will.
Will.
Yeah. Besides Will, Will can suck my dick. And yeah, all right. Have a lovely evening.